Hi everyone, this is Joy with Create It with Joy for Spellbinders. Today's project is a project for Spellbinders using the large die of the month for March. It's this really cute 3D Easter basket. It comes with these really cute bunnies that you can die cut or color or however you want to make this project really super cute. So now I did all my die cutting off screen. Now here's the pieces that come in this kit. Here's this outside part of this basket. I'm going to make two baskets here. So there's the purple, the pink, and then I die cut more baskets out of the white and trimmed off the top handle piece because this will go on the inside of the basket. Then you have these tab pieces. You're going to have one whole piece and then you're going to cut two more in half like I'm showing right there on that line. So you will have four smaller pieces. And that is going to put that whole basket together. This part is what's really cool is you adhere this to the front of your basket, run it through your die cut machine, and it's going to emboss and cut out pieces. Then you've got flowers and leaves that come in this large die, and you've got these two cute bunnies, and the pieces for the bunny, it has their tail and like the inside parts of their ears. And these little bunnies, the little arms lift up, that's die cut so you can tuck things in or tuck them inside the basket and have their arm hanging out. Really cute die cuts. So you don't have to make this basket 3D. I did. You could put this flat onto a card and go that route. So now I'm taking that die cut piece that cuts out the holes and embosses a basket weave on the front of this. I'm centering it in that bottom part of the basket, taping it down with some purple tape, low tack tape, and then I will run this through my die cut machine, and I will do that on all four of those basket pieces, the two purple and the two pink. Making sure that's nice and centered, use tape on both sides so it doesn't kind of get wonky as you roll it through your die cut machine. So again, on all four of those pieces. Now that that's done, look at that. You see the holes cut out? Oops, sorry. Flinging things. And can you see the embossing on that? What a great die cut piece. So again, I'm going to do that on the rest of those basket pieces. Now that that's done, I'm going to do some inking, and I'm using Distress ink. This is a Wilted Violet, and I'm also going to use Picked Raspberry. And I'm just doing the edges of this basket and a little bit around the handles. I wanted this basket to have a little bit of dimension, so that's why I'm adding some inking. You absolutely could leave that out, no big deal. So I'm doing that for both pieces, front basket piece and back basket piece. I like adding ink for dimension, and you know, we all love these Distress Oxide inks. These little baskets are fantastic. They're really actually super easy and fast to put together. You could make a bunch of little treat baskets if you had some cute like little function for little kids or a church function. You could make these little baskets, put in some grass and add a little bit of candy. What a great, for like an Easter party or a gathering, what a great little treat thing to have sitting on the table. As you saw in the pictures, that's what I did. I filled it up with grass and added an Easter egg to it, and really super cute. And you could even do it without the bunny if it needed to be a quicker project. So now those are all inked up, and now I'm adding some glue to the inside part, the non-inked part of the basket. Here are the white pieces that I had die cut and cut the handle off of. And you're putting this on the inside so you have so you can see the white through. You absolutely could leave it without putting that on the background and just kind of leave it where the basket is open. That is totally a preference of your choice. But I did like it with the white. I just felt like it gave more character to the basket. So now that those are done, we've got these cute little bunnies. I'm going to glue on their ears and their tail and let that dry because I'm going to be coloring these with Copic markers. You don't have to do that. You absolutely could cut these out of colored cardstock and make them that way. I just wanted to have, I don't know, a little more character to these guys. You could do colored cardstock and just kind of use a little bit of ink around the edges, like a distress ink or something like that, and kind of give them a little bit of shadow and detail that way. Totally up to you what you guys want to do. So again, gluing on their center ears and their cute little bunny tails. What I thought would have been cute too on these little bunny tails if you used the Marvy snow pin. If you've not ever used that, you put a little bit of that snow pin on there and heat it with a heat tool and it kind of puffs up. That would be cute on these bunnies. But I did not do that. So I'm going to set those aside to dry, and we're going to put these baskets together, I think. I think that's what's coming up next, you guys. Okay, so I am getting out some score tape, some double-sided tape, because I want this to stay together. I mean, I guess you could probably use some liquid glue, but I would stick with the double-sided tape. So I'm going to turn these over, and these little tabs have score lines on each side and a score line down the center. I'm going to fold each of those in to the center, and I'm just using my bone folder to get a nice crisp edge. So on one side of this basket, you have 2 of the smaller pieces that we cut in half, and 2 is going to go on each side, and this big piece right here is going to go on the bottom. So again, folding in all the tabs, using my score tool to make it nice and crisp. I'm going to add this double-sided tape to each of the inside pieces of those little flaps that we just folded down. So both sides will have this score tape. Adding that in, just trimming off anything that I need. Again, we're going to use 2 of these small pieces on each side of this basket, and that large piece is going to go on the bottom. So when you die cut these out, you're going to cut out 3 of those large dies. You will cut 2 of them in half down the center, if that makes sense. So I'm going to add, so I added all my adhesive, and now I'm folding those in at the center. I'm going to take off one end of score tape, and I'm going to start on the right side, the top right side of this basket. And I'm gonna, when I first adhered this down, it was out a little bit too far, and so you could see the folded edge there. So I just scooted it in just slightly, and not all the way to the top of the basket. There's a little bit of edge there. Now I'm gonna take the next one, take off that piece of score tape, and stick that butting up right next to that piece. And it's kind of on this, you know, rounded part of this basket, and giving it some good pressure. Now I'm taking that large piece, taking off both pieces of paper, and I'm adhering that down again, scooching it in just ever so slightly, and making sure that's pushed down nice and good. So now for the other side, I will start at the top again, leaving a little bit of edge at the top, and adhering that down, going in just slightly. And now for the last piece, sticking that right next to that piece I just put in, to where it's pretty much touching. You guys, this is really super simple and super easy, and I will show you again quickly on the next one. So now I've got these pieces, I'm going to fold them flat on that center piece where they're lining up with the piece that's already glued down. So folding that down, and I'm taking off the other pieces of score tape. So it's folded over onto itself, if that makes sense. And the reason why I'm doing that is so once all this other score tape is taken off, we will take the other side of the basket and just line it up and lay it down. So I'm using my fingers and kind of holding down some of these pieces, lining it up, making sure the little handle part of the basket's lined up at the top, giving it a good push, and that's all done. Pushing those side pieces and the bottom pieces back up into the basket and inside, and it stands up nice and cute. Look at that. Super easy, you guys. Really super, super easy, and a super cute thing. Okay, so I'm going to go over this again, but a little bit faster. Folding at all the score lines, using my bone folder to make nice sharp creases. Folding in all the sides, again, 2 pieces for each side of the basket and that one large piece for the bottom. I couldn't believe how easy this went together, you guys. All the score tape is applied to those little flaps, and now I'm going to take it off, and we're going to adhere them down, starting at the top, keeping it down just a little bit from the top, putting the gluing the next one right next to that one, adding the bottom. Remember, go in up a little bit so you have a little bit of, barely a little bit of a lip of the basket, because we want this to stand up. So adhering down this last piece, then we will fold those in onto themselves from that center crease, and we will take off all that foam tape. You guys, this is so easy and so super cute. I loved these little baskets. Now we're going to take the other basket and just line it up and press it down. Really, it couldn't be any easier, you guys. And then I'm just going to push those little tabs back up and in, so that way the basket will stand up. And look how cute that is. Okay, those two baskets are done. Let's get on to the coloring, you guys. So I'm using some Copic markers here, and I'm just laying down a base color of E31 on these two bunnies. They're going to be nice, cute little brown bunnies, but obviously you could do white bunnies or gray bunnies or black and white bunnies. I think bunnies are just so darn cute. And then I'm coming in with E57 and adding some the darker shadows in and around the bunny, kind of around his arms, the bottom part of him, just wherever you want shadows. I am not great when it comes to light sources, you guys. I just kind of do what I think looks good to me, and that's how I color. And then I'm coming in with my middle color, and that's E35. And I'm adding in some more dark, so that's kind of what his color will be, would be the middle brown, the E35. And then coming back with the E31 and blending everything together. And then I will repeat that process because I think a lot of the color gets blended out. So I'm going to come back in again with my E57 and add some more dark where I want more shadows to be, make some more definition on this bunny. So there is the E57. And then again, just repeating, keep blending, keep going back to my E31, my E35. So I've got your light, your middle, and your dark color, and just kind of going back and forth, and just keep doing that until you get the look that you want on your little critters. I am going to do R20 for their little cheeks and the inside of their ears. And then I will do W1 and W3 for their tail. Add a little bit of that light gray, actually makes their tail look white. As weird as that sounds. So there's the W1, a little bit of W3, just kind of blending that out. And you've got the cute bunny. There's the R20 for the ears, and the nose, and I do end up adding a little bit for the cheeks, right in front of their cute little whiskers. And then I'm taking that E57 and adding a few little bit of dots on their bodies to give their fur a little more character. And I like how that turned out. And the other bunny I colored exactly the same. I wasn't going to show both bunnies to you. And then I took, oh yeah, there's the little R20 for his little nose and his little cheeks. Actually, I think I didn't color his nose that. I colored it in black. A little more W1 and W3. Okay, so I did cut out another another bunny for both bunnies in white. I cut out a little piece of white cardstock and put it behind the eyes and the nose. And then I'm adding the other bunny to the back of this bunny. The reason why I'm doing that is because these bunnies are going to sit on the front of the basket. And so if you turn the basket around, you'll see the coloring that you can see right there on that bunny that we already colored. You'll see the back of the cardstock, and to me that just doesn't look good. The reason why I'm putting that little white piece of paper behind the bunny's eyes and nose is because I'm going to be using a black glaze pen to color the eyes and the nose. And so I needed something behind it since this is not stuck down flat to a piece of cardstock, if that makes sense. So I'm flattening my baskets, because you can, to now glue on the bunny and the floral pieces and the greenery and all of that. So just using some liquid glue, you could use tape runner, whatever it is that you want to use, and gluing him to the front. Now here is my black glaze pen. I'm able to color that in because I put that white piece between the two die cut bunnies. So I'm putting that one aside, and I'm going to glue my little guy to my pink basket. Again, you can flatten your basket down. It's perfect because those little tabs, you know, are flexible, and once you're all done, you just push it back into place and stand this little basket back up. I die cut this paper. Some of it is from Cardstock Warehouse. I have Limeade and Lagoon, and I've got a beautiful pink from the Valentine pack. I will have all those products listed, linked in my description on my blog. And I'm using the purple, this purple cardstock is from the card kit from the card kit of Spellbinders. Sorry, tongue-tied here. So just using lots of different paper from different things. You guys use whatever it is that you want to use. I'm gluing the greenery around the bunnies. To me, it was like this basket sitting in this grass and these flowers, and the bunny is sitting right next to it was kind of my vision for these baskets. Gluing those down to the front of the bunnies. Making sure nothing hangs down below this basket. If it does, you would need to trim it off. That way the basket can stand up without any problems. So I'm just making sure I'm aware of that. So I've got pink and white flowers and this Lagoon color cardstock. So pink, white, and blue flowers on the front of these bunnies. And then I will come back and glue in the centers that came, and again, these flowers and leaves came in this large die of the month. Just kind of deciding, do I want more flowers in and around? And again, you could make these and put the bunnies on the inside of your basket, but I thought that they would be cute on the outside to use these as like a little treat basket and put a bunch of yummy Easter goodies in there, and that would be fun. Adding some white highlights to the eyes to give them a little bit more character. Adding some white to the whiskers so those stand out. And a little bit of white pen detail to the leaves to give them a little bit more dimension. You absolutely do not have to do that. That is a personal choice, but I like it. I like the character that it gives. But aren't these really super fun and super cute? But again, you can make these totally flat and make it on a card. These don't even have to be a 3D project, but I love that you can make that. So now I'm just pushing those tabs in and the bottom ones back up in so that way they can stand up. Now that these are all done. And it's time to fill up these little goodies, and how cute are they? Fun, cute little baskets. They're all inked up, have dimension, have these cute bunnies. I love this. Thank you guys so very much. Look at how cute those are. I just hope you guys are totally inspired. I hope that you like what you've seen. If you do, please subscribe to my channel, thumbs up, comment, share. I love all of that. I do have some affiliate links below. It costs you nothing, but it does continue to help me. And thank you, Spellbinders, for letting me make this project for you. Thanks, guys, and I'll be back soon. Bye.